very good, and CCS Media were very good at what they've done, and that was servicing clients. And what Advania offer us is we can, the consistency is there because all the account managers remain the same within their account, so the customers have got familiarity with who they're dealing with on a day-to-day. But the extra offerings, what we can now offer our customers, and these are customers who wanted to give us more business in the recent years because of our high levels of service. We now can absolutely deliver on a big scale, a full end-to-end platform and solutions for our customers because we've got a full backing of a really, really talented group of individuals at Advania who've just got technical knowledge like it's no other. So, like I said, to answer your question, it generally is both, and we're really excited about it.
Welcome to the latest edition of Making It Happen, the Sims podcast. In this latest edition, you'll be hosted by myself. My name's Sam Hartridge. I'm one of the sales guys here at Sims. And today I've got one of my long-serving customers joining us. I'm joined by a guy called Dayne Wood, who is the current sales director at Advania. So welcome, Dayne. And if you wouldn't mind just giving us a little introduction to yourself, what you do and who you are, that'd be great.
Yeah, sure. Hi, Sam. Thanks for having me. So my name's Dayne Wood. I'm the UK sales director for Advania. Advania are a managed service provider within the UK channel, servicing all B2B and public sector clients.
Amazing. So obviously it's big channel news that there's been some changes. You guys are now part of Advania. So now that you're part of a larger European group, how has that kind of changed how you as a business are moving forward, especially in terms of kind of serving your customers better?
It's been a huge change and a welcomed one as well. CCS Media had a rich history, over 42 years in the UK channel servicing customers. So we're very well established within the UK. When Advania, when the acquisition was announced and we became part of the Advania group in the UK, everyone within CCS Media was just super excited. Our offering to our customers grew overnight in a way. We're very, very strong and a substantial presence within the channels, particularly around hardware. And Advania's capabilities, professional services and the Microsoft relationships, what they have, it's tremendous. And, every single person, especially us salespeople, we couldn't wait to get going because we knew that we could go from, 100 to 1 million with the offerings we've got for our customers. So, yeah, very, very excited and very happy to be part of the Advania group.
That sounds really good and yeah, really positive for you guys as a business moving forward. I guess, is it offered you, do you think, the opportunity to evolve the way you work with your current customer base? Or do you think it's more about strengthening what was already working well?
In all honesty, and typical sales response, it's both. We're very good, and CCS Media were very good at what they've done, and that was servicing clients. And what Advania offer us is we can, the consistency is there because all the account managers remain the same within their account. So the customers have got familiarity with who they're dealing with on a day-to-day. But the extra offerings, what we can now offer our customers, and these are customers who wanted to give us more business in the recent years because of our high levels of service. We now can absolutely deliver on a big scale, a full end-to-end platform and solutions for our customers because we've got a full backing of a really, really talented group of individuals at Advania who've just got technical knowledge like it's no other. So, like I said, to answer your question, it generally is both, and we're really excited about it.
So it's kind of bolstered what you already had and just given you some other opportunities, maybe in other avenues that you weren't already present in, but you had a demand from your customers that you were working with already, had they been available to you. So it's kind of extended your offering as such.
Absolutely. Our offerings have extended, tenfold because of the extra capabilities, the additions in professional services, the service desk offerings, what Advania have. We can now incorporate that into our day-to-day offering. And yeah, our customers are just as excited as we are after what they've already heard in a short period of time of what Advania can really do for a business.
Sure. No, I love that. That's great stuff. So kind of great news for your customers. Great news for you as a business for servicing those customers.
Yeah.
Just flipping it slightly over to kind of looking at the supply side of things. I've worked with you as a company for well over 10 years, for a long time. And we've always had a very good relationship servicing you as a specialist distributor, working obviously in the memory and storage space with a number of the well-known brands and vendors that we represent. Just looking kind of holistically and specifically from kind of an ideal supplier perspective, what is it that you guys look for in a supply partner, and what should businesses looking to partner with with Advania be able to offer?
Again, very good question, and I suppose again, touching on CCS Media's history, we've always been we've had great relationships with lots of vendors within the channel for the last 40 odd years, and we were on a journey then. And what we ask is that our suppliers continue on this new element of the journey. CCS were always very good at servicing clients because of our flexibility and our fast turnarounds, and that come down to strong relationships with our vendors and our suppliers being quick and responsive, and we don't want that to change. Obviously we're part of Advania, so there's a bigger picture to look at, but we just want our suppliers and any new potential suppliers to be part of this journey and vision that we truly can become a trusted IT partner for a large chunk of the UK businesses.
Amazing. And I guess you're going to continue to lean on those strengths that you guys have had for a long time, those relationships you've developed over the last few years with, like you say, with distribution, with suppliers, with vendors and manufacturers. And actually now you've probably got a larger portfolio available to you from the existing Advania kind of select that you can now lean on as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the amazing thing. Everything from CCS and Servium of the past follows us and continues with us into Advania UK, plus everything else which Advania have got to offer as well. So it's just a very exciting time at the moment for everyone involved with the Advania UK group.
Amazing. No, I'm really, really pleased personally, because I've got a lot of friends, a lot of allies, and a lot of, as you know, a lot of personnel at CCS, now Advania, that I've known for many years. So it's really, really nice for me to see that you guys have taken such a big leap into kind of going on to the next phase of your business journey. So from Sims and from me, congratulations to you guys. And I really do hope it continues to go from strength to strength.
Thanks, sir.
No worries. So just kind of switching up a little bit now, I just wanted to kind of get more into kind of technology trends and opportunities that we're seeing currently in the channel. I know it's something that we've worked on with you guys in terms of campaigns and some other stuff recently, but we've seen a big shift recently with the Windows 11 transition. Just looking at that and around how you've worked with your clients, like what changes or improvements stand out most for CCS and your customers, and what opportunities can you see that have emerged from that transition?
I suppose that the best way to articulate it would be just the extra offerings, and we can now, go through with our clients. Like, we've always excelled at sourcing and deploying high quality endpoints. CCS Media won countless amount of awards for SMB, especially around endpoint. So we've always had that element of our business, but the extra offerings we now have as being part of Advania, obviously we're all aware of Advania's relationship with Microsoft and the capabilities what they have. We can continue to support our end users, working smarter, staying secure and staying connected. But we've got true experts behind all of this theory, which are actually implementing a device's full capabilities. For example, the use of Copilot. Everyone within the Advania group has access to a full Copilot license. We've got dedicated user groups who can make sure that these businesses or these schools or these public sector setups are getting full usage and using the full capabilities of a Windows 11 device. One thing we're really kind of pushing at the moment is obviously the perks of Windows 11. It brings 25% faster deployment with automated updates. We've already seen a 62% drop in security incidents versus Windows 10. And again, with Advania's expertise and level of relationships with Microsoft, we're making sure that all our customers are very much aware that we are the partner to use when it comes to Windows 11, just because of our extensive knowledge when it comes to fully utilizing all Microsoft and Intel Windows 11 devices. So, yeah, like I said, and I'll keep repeating myself, it's just a very exciting time to be a customer of Advania UK, but even more exciting to be part of Advania UK.
Yeah, no, really good. And kind of leveraging that Microsoft relationship that was already existing at Advania has probably only given you guys kind of a lot more strength to your portfolio kind of moving forward, especially around Windows 11 deployment. Just In terms of the deployment, in terms of the conversations you've been having or your frontline sales team's been having, as you know, we work in hardware. We're a memory and storage distributor. So it's interesting for me to know from your point of view as a VAR, what kind of conversations you're having around system support and upgrading the systems in terms of the hardware. Is it something that goes hand in hand with the software, or is it something that you guys have had to kind of work on? I mean, I'm quite interested to understand how that process works at your level.
Well, what we actually do is instead of going in and trying to pitch just the hardware element or just the licensing or software element, we start our service offerings with almost the end-to-end solution of Windows 11. So we'll start at the evaluation stages. We'll then have in-life management and optimization, so just making sure that you're getting full usage out of your device. And then we'll also offer an asset disposal and refresh cycle as well. So because of those points of the sale or points of the service, that will bring up RAM upgrades, that will bring up memory upgrades, or that will bring up a numerous amount of conversations, which, you know, maybe in a previous life with CCS Media, there were some elements we probably had to turn away and say, yeah, we probably can't deliver that. But now with Advania, we really can make sure that we complete the circle with a device. And in every area of that, we're very, very strong and very, very focused on making sure that the end user is going to achieve all of their business goals by using us to procure their Windows 11 devices.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And as we know, it's been a buzzword and a hot topic for the last 18 months or so, with the kind of end of life of support for Windows 10 upgrade into Windows 11. We knew this transition was coming, and we knew that there'd be opportunity for not only the software licensing, but also the hardware, memory and storage side of it as well. Another area in technology that's probably been talked about a lot, especially very recently, there's been a lot of talk about AI, high performance compute, big data, stuff that we know does demand a lot of memory and storage requirement, and we know that those parts of it are critical. How do you guys, or how do you personally see these kind of technologies that were kind of future technologies a few years ago, but are now here, especially with AI? How do you see them kind of fitting into the bigger picture there with you guys in terms of how you offer your full service?
We want to be a powerhouse within the channel. We want to embrace all new technology in-house so we can appreciate it, and then that will help with us when we're taking our customers through the journey. So we have countless amount of analysts and internal tech resource who are constantly looking at all new releases within the channel to make sure that our customer offering and our go-to-market strategies are in line with what's currently out there in the market from the major vendors. So, you know, Advania are very big on making sure that we're embracing technology. We're not shying away from it. As I said earlier, the power of AI, Copilot is used daily with our salespeople, with our non-sales staff. We're very much embracing it internally to make sure that when there is an offering within the channel and there's a customer who has a requirement for it, we don't just have our professional experiences, but we've got our personal experiences as well from a day-to-day side of things. So certainly at Advania, you know, our motto is a tech company with people at heart, and we absolutely want to consider all areas, but be embracing all things which come within our industry, because that's what's keeping us going, right? New releases is good for everyone within the tech sales industry.
Absolutely. I mean, we could absolutely open up a can of worms here if we got into the pros and cons of AI and what that brings to people personally, what it brings to businesses, what it brings from a technological standpoint. And yeah, I think really interesting and nice that you guys have embraced Copilot, the paid service that not everyone's probably had the ability to take advantage of. So your guys there on the front line can firsthand have those discussions with your customers from a personal perspective on just how much that helps them in their everyday, and how that can then help your customers in how they move their businesses forward. Is there any kind of success stories that stick out? You don't have to say any names or mention anything like that, but can you think of any recent success stories around the adoption of new technology, around, you know, whether it might be some, you know, AI, Windows 11, or something else that we haven't mentioned that stands out, that's really something you want to shout about and you want to share with us?
Look, there's loads. Advania
Too many to
always,
mention.
yeah. We've delivered countless solutions around, communications. Obviously, a day-to-day requirement for any business. Any human needs to have effective communication methods, and we delivered team solutions, VoIP solutions. We implemented a big handful of Copilot licenses to an end user, and that did spark from a personal circumstance of one of our salespeople within Advania. They kind of talked the customer through the benefits of having it and how their day-to-day performance and tasks have been made more efficient from the use of Copilot, and that actually stemmed and branched out into a huge opportunity which Advania supported from start to finish. So that was something what really stood out recently, because we're preaching, or we're practicing what we preach, should we say.
Yeah, and I suppose these are the kind of success stories that then ignite your teams to go, well, look, like, this has worked. There's a reason this has worked. This is obviously a service that people are interested in, that we know that we can support and service our customers in the best possible way. So, for lack of a better term, almost, go into rinse and repeat mode and go, look, this is tried and tested. We've seen the success firsthand. Let's go and roll this out to as many as we can and help as many businesses moving forward. So really good to hear. And hopefully you guys manage to kind of get loads and loads more success stories that come in the next few months and years off the back of that. Sticking to tech, just thinking about kind of forward thinking. We work in a really fast changing, fast moving and fast paced industry. We know that tech's forever evolving. It's always getting stronger. It's always getting better. It's always getting faster. So how do you guys kind of stay ahead of the curve? Not only for you guys personally, but also for your customers.
Again, I've mentioned it before. We have very long-standing relationships with manufacturers, particularly within the UK channel, and from these relationships gives us access to full training on site or online. We constantly have vendors on our sales floors taking our sellers through, what's the latest, what's the greatest, what's the newest piece of tech which has just hit the channel. So we're very lucky to have that. Our manufacturers have always been very invested in CCS and now Advania. So that absolutely helps to stay up to date with the latest products and solutions training. And also as well, again, I mentioned it earlier, our relationship with Microsoft. Advania hold a huge percentage of the MVPs, particularly within Europe. So our Microsoft MVPs are constantly back and forth from the US, attending forums and webinars where they are getting the latest information directly from the source, that being Microsoft, which certainly helps. And again, just as an offering to our clients, we're able to put them on the phone, with a Microsoft MVP. That term isn't thrown around lightly, particularly within Microsoft. And Advania actually have access to a large percentage of the ones in Europe. So we're very, very lucky, and we absolutely make the most of having that additional resource to make sure that, like you said, we're up to speed, because there's always something new coming out. And like I said, we want to be a powerhouse and make sure that we're taking the right solutions to our customers who need it.
Love it. Powerhouse. That's my takeaway from this chat. Advania, the powerhouse, taking over Europe. No, great stuff. And obviously, kind of credit to you guys and the way that you've evolved the business, having such strong relationships, not only kind of downwards with your customers and your clients, but also up the channel as well, where you're working so closely with suppliers, manufacturers and vendors. So kudos to you guys, and I wish you continued success there. So let's leave kind of hardware, performance, technology and all that boring stuff behind, although we love it. Looking forward, kind of just leaning slightly onto kind of more personal, kind of personal area. I know that you've taken on a new role there fairly recently. So congratulations first on that appointment. What's been the most exciting and rewarding part of stepping into that position?
I started as an account manager and a trainee account manager, and then kind of just worked myself through various different positions. So to get up to lead the UK VAR business unit across Advania UK, it's been a reward in itself. I've been able to work with trainees and graduates who have taken their first sales job from university or from education and be part of them buying their first car or buying their first house. And then I've also worked with experienced sellers. And what really kind of stuck with me is that the accolades, what they achieve, being a graduate or an experienced salesperson, they're celebrating exactly the same way. A first order, a first successful order with a customer where delivery's been on time and everything's gone swimmingly, is celebrated just as it is with trainee right the way up to someone who's been doing it 20, 30 years. And that really resonated with me, because it's great to see that the salespeople who work within my business unit are just super committed to delivering a high level of service, which is obviously a key to sales. You have to deliver good service and your customers will buy into what you're trying to do. So that's absolutely been, a big reward for myself. It's just, one, enjoying people's success and being part of that, but two, also, my own personal life lessons, which I took from seeing people just generally celebrating the things which should be celebrated.
And I guess now you've experienced firsthand that success, you've experienced the reward, and you're now sitting in a very established role at a huge European value-added reseller, which is incredible. So again, congratulations on that. I guess now you can pass that on. Does it feel like you're now in a position where like you say, you've been there, you've done that, you've worked your way through, you're now in a position where you can pass that on and you can advise the ranks that are coming up kind of through the bottom all the way to the top like you did?
Yeah. And it's again, that's probably a rewarding as well, when people are asking me, how did you get to where you are and what would you recommend? And I always kind of give the same answer, and it's and it probably does sound quite cliche, but just don't stop, don't get distracted, and don't let anything unimportant come between you and your end goals, because you literally could be one task away from achieving greatness. And again, I did say it might sound cliche earlier, but hard work generally pays off. It really does, and I've experienced that. And it's not been easy. There has been times where it's been really difficult, but just the consistency to keep going. And if you've got something in mind, and like I said, these grads, they start on day one and they want to buy that high-end car, or they want to buy that first house. And if they consistently keep pushing towards it, generally the hard work will pay off in the end. And also, good customer service is worth millions. I think I'll definitely slip that one in there. Customer service goes such a long way. If you look after your customers, they absolutely will look after you.
Amazing. So that's kind of Dayne's advice. Dayne's advice is look after your customers and they'll look after you. And
absolutely,
work ethic. Yeah, work ethic. Mean it, want it, and live for it. So good. Love that. Well, that's, obviously that's why you're in the role you are, inspiring others. So lucky them. And look, we'll look to wrap it up there, because I think we've had a really good chat. We've covered a lot of areas. I feel like the viewers will have a really good idea of what it is you guys do, what it is kind of you're heading towards, and hopefully a lot of people that are watching this get to be involved and get to be a part of your journey.
Absolutely.
So thank you ever so much, Dayne, for coming on. Always a pleasure. And no doubt we'll talk very soon and catch up over a beverage.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Sam. Thank you.
No worries. You take care. Cheers, Dayne.